Hi, this is the Spanish Fork Library. We're excited to share with you some of our awesome new books. Check them out today. Wild Card by Marie Lu. Amika Chen barely made it out of the Warcross Championships alive. Now that she knows the truth behind Heido's new Neuralink algorithm, she can no longer trust the one person she's always looked up to, who she once thought was on her side. Determined to put a stop to Heido's grim plans, Amika and the Phoenix Riders band together, only to find a new threat lurking on the neon-lit streets of Tokyo. Someone's put a bounty on Amika's head. In this explosive sequel to the New York Times best-selling Warcross, Marie Lu delivers an addictive finale that will hold you captive till the very last page. Rule by Ellen Goodlett. 3 girls, 3 deadly secrets, only one can wear the crown. The king is dying, his heir has just been murdered, and rebellion brews in the east. But the kingdom of Colonia and the outer reaches has one last option before it descends into leaderless chaos. Or rather, 3 unexpected options. Magic, mystery, and blackmail abound in the first book of the sensational and striking fantasy duology. A Spark of White Fire by Sangu Mandana. In a universe of capricious gods, dark moons, and kingdoms built on the backs of spaceships, a cursed queen sends her infant daughter away, a jealous uncle steals the throne of Kalai from his nephew, and an exiled prince vows to take his crown back. Inspired by ancient Indian stories, A Spark of White Fire is a lush, sweeping space opera about family, curses, and the endless battle between jealousy and love. As She Descends by Jodi Meadows. Mira, the Dragon-Hearted, is on the run with her friends following a fiery escape from the prison where she had been condemned for speaking out against dragon trafficking, and she wants answers. Has the treaty she's been defending her whole life truly sold out the Fallen Isles to their enemies? Did her own parents lie to her? Will she lose control of her power and hurt the ones she loves? Don't miss the second book in a smoldering fantasy trilogy about a girl who must embrace her power or lose the dragons she loves. Summerbird Blue by Akemi Dawn Bowman. Rumi spends a lot of time worrying she doesn't have the answers to everything, what to eat, where to go, whom to love, but there is one thing she's absolutely sure of. She wants to spend the rest of her life writing music with her younger sister Leah. Then Leah dies in a car accident and her mother sends her away to live with her aunt in Hawaii while she deals with her own grief. With the help of the boys next door, a teenage surfer named Kai, and an 80-year-old man named George, Rumi attempts to find her way back to her music to write the song she and Leah never had the chance to finish. Don't miss this novel about grief, love, and finding oneself in the wake of a tragic loss.
A Spark of Light by Jodi Picoult. The warm fall day starts like any other at the center, a woman's reproductive health services clinic, its staff offering care to anyone who passes through its door. Then, in late morning, a desperate and distraught gunman bursts in and opens fire, taking all inside hostage. After rushing to the scene, Hugh McElroy, the police hostage negotiator, sets up a perimeter and begins making a plan to communicate with the gunman. As his phone vibrates with incoming text messages, he glances at it and to his horror finds out that his 15-year-old daughter Ren is inside the clinic. Jodi Picoult, one of the most fearless writers of our time, tackles a complicated issue in this gripping and nuanced novel. A must-read for fans of Jodi Picoult. War of the Wolf by Bernard Cornwell. This is the 11th book in the Saxon Tales series, featuring Uhtred of Bebbanburg. While Uhtred might have regained his family's fortress, it seems that a peaceful life is not to be, as he is under threat from both an old enemy and a new foe. The old enemy comes from Wessex, where a dynastic struggle will determine who will be the next king. And the new foe is Skoll, a Norseman whose ambition is to be king of Northumbria. Uhtred, believing he is cursed, must fend off one enemy while he tries to destroy the other. A must-read for any historical fiction reader. The Dead Ringer by M.C. Beaton. The team of bells at St. Elred Church is the pride and glory of the idyllic Cotswolds village of Thirkmagna, together with its most dedicated bell ringers in the whole of England, the twins, Mavis and Millicent Dupin. As the village gets ready for the bishop's visit, the twins get overly excited at the prospect of ringing the special peal of bells created for the occasion and start bullying the other bell ringers, forcing them to rehearse and rehearse. So much so that Joseph Kennel, a retired lawyer, yells at the sisters that he has, quote, felt like killing them, unquote. When the twins' home is broken into one night and Millicent is found dead, struck from a hammer blow, suspicion falls onto the lawyer. Will Agatha unmask the real killer and clear Joseph's name? This nonfiction title is called Differently Wired by Deborah Reber. Today, millions of kids are stuck in a world that doesn't respect, support, or embrace who they really are. These are what Deborah Reber is calling the, quote, differently wired, unquote, kids. The 1 in 5 children with ADHD, dyslexia, Asperger's, giftedness, anxiety, sensory processing disorder, and other neurodifferences. Their challenges are many, but for the parents who love them, the challenges are just as hard. Struggling to find the right school, the right therapist, the right parenting group, while feeling isolated and harboring endless internal doubts about what's normal, what's not, and how to handle it all. On the one hand, it's a book of saying no and how it's time to say no to trying to fit your round-peg kid into society's square holes, no to educational and social systems that don't respect your child, no to the anxiety, fear that keep parents stuck. And then it's a book of yes. By offering 18 paradigm shifts, what she calls tilts, Reber shows how to change everything. Find out what these tilts are and how you can become an exceptional parent to your exceptional child. The Briefing by Sean Spicer, a non-fiction read. For more than 2 decades, Sean Spicer has been a respected political insider working as a campaign and communication strategist. But in December 2016, he got the call of a lifetime. President-elect Donald J. Trump had chosen him to be the White House press secretary, and life hasn't been the same since. In this book, Spicer reveals the truth behind some of the biggest news stories of our time, and he offers a glimpse into what it's like to stand at the press secretary's podium and how he got there. The Briefing is a first insider account written by someone who worked on the Trump campaign with the Trump transition team and in the Trump White House, and has seen Donald Trump rallying voters, building an administration, and making crucial policy decisions. Spicer's riveting and personal account makes this book the must-read political book of the year. Captive by Catherine Oxenberg. In this true story, in 2011, Catherine joined her daughter, India, at a leadership seminar for a new organization called NXIVM. Her 20-year-old daughter was on the threshold of building a new company, and they both thought this program might help her achieve her dream. But quickly, Catherine saw a sinister side to what appeared to be a self-help organization designed to help its clients become the best versions of themselves. Catherine watched in horror as her daughter fell further and further down the rabbit hole, becoming brainwashed by the organization's charismatic leader. Despite Catherine's best efforts, India was drawn deeper into the cult, eventually joining a secret elite sorority of women's members who are ordered to maintain a restricted diet, recruit other women as slaves, and are branded with their leader's initials. In Captive, Catherine shares every parent's worst nightmare and the lengths that a mother will go to save her child. Featuring interviews with past members of NXIVM and experts in the field of cults, Oxenberg attempts to draw back the curtain on how these groups continue to lure in members. She relates her continuing journey to try to reach her daughter to save her from what she believes is a dangerous mind-controlling cult.
Come check out these new titles and other awesome books at Spanish Fork Library on 40 South Main. Hope to see you soon.